Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my stream. It is 6 p.m. Straight up here in Southern California on the July 29th. We're almost through July, man. July just went through just like that. I was very surprised how quick that went through here the last couple weeks. Haven't been on for a couple days. I've been kind of busy with work, but it is good to be back. I will be on tonight. Obviously, I'm here. I'll be on probably Saturday and Sunday, and then probably not again till Thursday maybe of next week. So it's going to be a little bit quieter the next couple days. Actually, sorry, I'll be on the next couple days, on and off the next couple days, and probably off for like 5 days next week. But I'll try to be on as much as I can, and if something does change, which it could, I'll try to get on. I haven't been on, obviously, so not the last couple of days, so be interesting to catch up with some of the guys. And I'm listening to static in my ear once again, so I apologize for me messing up. So let's get to some radio here, and I don't know why this is not zoomed in all the way. I don't think I had this all the way set up. So let's add a little more color, make it a little more vibrant. Let's zoom in. There we go. Now, because it's zoomed in, I'm going to have to adjust the focus manually. That just fell out. I try to look at the SWR here. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it right now. There we go. All right, let's take a listen here and see if anybody's on frequency on the Greg K6EGG live stream. That's some weird static going on there. That's what I was listening to just a second ago. That's why it stopped. Anyways, let's take a listen and see who is on here today on 144.250 upper sideband here in Southern California. Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf monitoring 144.250 upper sideband from the beautiful city of Chino. Very quiet out there today. Looks like we have somebody watching the stream. Actually, two somebodies. Oh, maybe just one now. Jump in, say hi in the chat. This is Greg, K6EGG from the city of Chino. Anybody out there on frequency? This is Greg, K6EGG.
Hey, Greg, how you doing? N6RMS here at the home in Houston area.
Hey, man, nice to hear you. Kind of early for you normally. Normally talk to you on your way home.
Yeah, right. No, I'm home now. I'm on my base station.
Excellent. Sounding pretty good down here this evening now. Just looked like I just flipped over to 6 o'clock. So was it bad driving up the hill today?
No, actually it was kind of a breeze. It wasn't too bad at all.
I drove in. I was out in downtown LA this afternoon for work, and I made it home in about an hour, although I did take the express lanes. The pay lanes was like $4 or something like that. But today it was worth my sanity, so it was good to be home a little earlier.
Yeah, that is a lifesaver. If you don't have that, it could be another couple hours onto your trip. But I was out there in Orange County today, and then I finished up in around Corona area. Yeah, made it home, no problem.
Probably just shot up to 15, I suppose, right, from Corona?
Oh, yeah, straight up to 15.
Have you been on lately? I haven't talked to you about, I don't know, maybe a week or so. I haven't been on the last couple of days, last couple of nights, I should say.
No, I haven't. I just scan around and throw my call out every once in a while, but I haven't heard anybody in quite some time. It's just probably bad timing on my part.
It's been fairly quiet the nights that I've been on. There hasn't been too many people. Seems like
right around 8:30 or so, everybody comes on for a few minutes and everybody's gone. Like for the most part, when I listen in on the afternoon or late afternoon, early evening like this, it's pretty quiet out there. Maybe people are eating dinner and doing some other stuff.
Well, we're going to make some noise and see what we can come up with, right?
If they hear us, they will come. Did you hear about the contacts people were making on 2-meter call? I think it was Saturday. Somebody was on FM 146.520, making contact with somebody over in New Hampshire.
You know, I did. I just found the video last night from K6ARK. He put out a video. He did a really well job putting that out there. And there's, I guess, a live stream that goes on somewhere near San Pedro. You can hear the audio from that. So that's out on YouTube. I did listen to that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I wish I was around to be a part of that. That's for sure.
Yeah, you and me both. And that doesn't really happen at all.
Did he make another video about it, or did you just listen to the stream part?
No, there's another person here. Let me see if I can find it. I have the link, but there's another person that records. See, it's SoCal Simplex Archive, and he records the 14652 constantly, I guess. And you can just go onto the site, pull up any day, and listen to it. I found that through the K6ARK video.
Oh yeah. He. I talked to him actually the other day. I was up at Elysian Park. So somebody made a video off the other video. Do you know how I would find that?
I believe if you go to YouTube and type in SoCal Simplex Archive, then it'll come up. The video is titled July 24th, 2021 PM 14652 live stream. If your email is good on QRZ, I'll shoot you an email with the link.
Oh no, I've heard that part of the stream. I thought somebody else made another video and put together what was off SoCal Simplex Archive.
Oh, he was playing audio from that, going back and listening to it and giving his take on what he thought was going on. And he was using a stream from the SoCal Archive, so he did bring that up in his video and play some audio from it.
And what's his call letters?
Kilo 6 Alpha Romeo Kilo. Kilo 6 Alpha Romeo Kilo out of San Diego.
I'm going to have to take a look at this. Oh, I think I've talked to him before.
Active on Summit. I got a phone call right back in 6RMS.
Copy. I'm going to take a listen to this. This is great. K6EGG. In fact, I'll put it on my stream. Actually, I don't know him. Maybe I should not do that.
Back in 6RMS, school's getting back in session and the phone starts ringing, giving all the changes.
Hello, everybody that's listening here on the stream. Just sort of real quick, I am here. Excuse me, hold on. Sorry, I got some cobwebs in my throat there. I am listening to the radio right now, and I'm watching a YouTube video on the happenings of the 520 long contact over in New Hampshire. So anyways, the stream is going to continue going. So I am here and I'm looking at the chat as well. So this is great. K6EGG.
Greg, if you're still out there, I got to run. It was good talking if you're catching up. Hope you found that video. N6RMS 73. I'll probably catch you later, hopefully.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm still watching the video there. I'll probably be back in a few. K6EGG. Nice chat with you, buddy.
Roger.
And hello, everybody, once again watching the stream. I am watching a video from K6 K6ARK from San Diego that's talking about the atmospheric thing that was going on with New Hampshire the other day. Let me say hi to Keith real quick.
Hey, Keith, K6EGG. I just want to jump in and say hi. I'll be right back. Hey, I'll be right back.
You're around tonight. Okay, I'll be back a little bit later too, okay?
Copy.
Awesome. WA62HK calling K6OS. K6OS. Fred, you out there? No, stop. WA62HK. We're close.
Somebody might have been coming back. So we now know that Bill is running 40 watts to just an omnidirectional vertical antenna at 80 feet above ground level in Nashua, New Hampshire. He was asking where the other station is. Definitely a unique event. So pretty wild. And if you listen to that recording for the next 20 minutes or so, I'll put the link in the description below so you can check it out. You can hear him proceed to make contact with a whole bunch of other stations in Southern California. Let's take a look at the map of where this receiver is, the San Pedro receiver. It's down here next to Long Beach Harbor, and if we zoom out a little bit, we can see these red dots are all the other stations that N1B made contact with over the next 30 minutes or so, which was really quite interesting. And if we look at the Google Map path from the San Pedro receiver out to Nashua, New Hampshire, it goes across the entire United States, 2,579 miles and 4,150 kilometers. Quite a long distance. While you listen to those contacts with those other stations, you'll also note that you can't hear a number of those other stations. You can only hear maybe about a quarter of them. So my presumption based on that is that the SoCal Simplex receiver that we're listening to in these recordings, is not a particularly high gain or high level antenna that picks up weak signals from long distances. It's something that requires a pretty strong signal to be able to break the squelch and receive the stations that are, or the signals that are coming in. The other thing that I notice about all of these stations is that they all have viewshed of the LA Basin area, which kind of makes me think that the source of N1B's transmissions in Southern California very well may have been through some sort of a linked repeater system that he simply didn't know he was going through, that someone else had set up. So the other interesting thing we notice as we listen through these contacts is that we hear a couple of other stations come in that are in the high desert over the San Gabriel Mountains outside of the LA Basin that apparently can't hear NE1B, whereas all of the stations in the LA Basin, or that have viewshed to the LA Basin, can hear NE1B. That suggests to me the possibility of some sort of a linked repeater or remote station setup. But let's consider what types of propagation modes might actually allow this type of contact to happen. So as we looked at on the map, we've got a path of about 4,150 kilometers from the LA Basin to Nashua, New Hampshire. And if we look at the distance records from the ARRL for VHF, we have a list of sort of the common propagation modes that we can expect for 2-meter transmissions. And the most common and the most likely to occur over a path like that are going to be either tropospheric ducting or sporadic E. We didn't have any aurora going on at the time, so aurora propagation is highly unlikely, and aurora propagation also has a very unique sound to it that would have been likely much more obvious in these transmissions. So tropospheric ducting or sporadic E seem to be our most likely possible scenarios. Let's take a look at distance records for that frequency and those modes. So if we look at this distance record list and at the 144 megahertz sporadic E, the record for sporadic E was 3,635 kilometers, so about 500 kilometers short of what this propagation path would be if this were over sporadic E. Seems a little bit unlikely if that's the overall record, especially given that some of these contacts were made with low power, with marginal antennas and handheld radios. And if we look at tropospheric ducting, the longest contact over the continental U.S., Tropo-C here, is 2,715 kilometers, which again is much shorter than this path of 4,150 kilometers. Let's take a look real quick though at Hepburn charts, which are tropospheric condition prediction tools for Saturday, July 24th, the date that these contacts occurred. This is a Hepburn chart for the southwestern U.S. on that date, and we can see that there is basically zero tropospheric ducting condition in the eastern part of Southern California, across Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, until you get out to the Midwest. And looking toward the eastern half of the country, there's some light tropospheric ducting conditions over the Midwest, Kentucky region, but that's about it. So tropospheric ducting seems highly improbable for this. In addition to that, tropospheric ducting, not only does it require specific conditions, it also typically occurs at a lower level in the troposphere, and between San Diego or Southern California, the LA Basin, and New Hampshire, there are numerous mountain ranges up to 10,000 plus feet in elevation, which would likely prevent tropospheric ducting from working across those longer distances. So what about sporadic E? Well, one of the stations that made contact with Bill sent him an email, and Bill sent over some graphics that he had put together of sporadic E conditions at the time that these contacts were made. Looking at the sporadic E chart, we can see there's a pretty strong cloud of sporadic E over the Midwest, getting the maximum usable frequency up to 174 megahertz. That would potentially be high enough for a single skip in that part of the country, but sporadic E hops are typically not 4,000 plus kilometers, and it seems exceptionally unlikely that that single sporadic E cloud would be sufficient to provide propagation all the way across the U.S. So we looked at the distance records, we listened to some of the contacts, and there is one exchange in this entire recording that seems to kind of stand out as potentially having some digital packet loss. Let's take a listen to that and see if we can pick that out of this conversation.
Okay, got it. K6 Zulu Golf Romeo, Little Saigon, Southern California. This is November Echo 1 Bravo near Nashua, New Hampshire, Southern New Hampshire. Thanks for the contact. Highly unusual.
So on that transmission, you could definitely hear some digital distortion and some potential packet loss in there that sounded like that transmission was coming through some sort of a link. I really don't think that was on the receiving end through this SDR. It sounds to me like it was on the path between the source and the transmitter on the far end. So take a listen to the link in the description below and listen through these contacts. See if you can pick out any other clues that might indicate whether this was natural propagation or if you think it may have been some kind of internet-linked or remote-based type setup that these people making contact simply didn't know they were using. Put your feedback in the comments below. I'm curious what you think about this, and perhaps we can solve this mystery together. 7-3 for now from Adam at K6EGG Portable Radio.
Wrong fader. Sorry about that. Looks like there's 3 of y'all watching. So I just watched this video on YouTube. I'll put the link of it in the comments or in the chat, and you guys can decide for yourself. I don't want to play it on here. I do not know K6ARK, so I don't know if I have permission to play that video on his on my stream. So with that being said, like I said, I put a link to his YouTube stream or YouTube channel and the link of the video in the comments or in the God, I'm losing my mind here. That's what happens when you get 4 hours of sleep. In the chat there. So he brought up some very good information about that is K6ARK, about the different conditions that were available at the time of and conditions of when the contacts were being made. So starting to get a little skeptical, especially I don't want to ruin the video for you because it's pretty good. You guys need to check it out at the end. I think that settled my mind on it, which kind of bums me out in a way because I was kind of hoping that that was going to be possible for the local guys here in the Southern California area making that sort of weird contact. But let's take a look at the Tropo map, the sporadic E, so to speak, for that day. There goes Fred right there. So now you're hearing what I'm hearing in my ear. So this is a look into the past and looking at the propagation and sporadic E on the day that and time that all those contacts were made, and it just doesn't look possible. I don't know. It's just a lot of weird stuff to it. It's a long way to go. And listening to the end of that video really cemented my opinion on it, which I think was BS, and I think he was on a repeater, which is unfortunate. I was 80% or I was 20% skeptical of it. But it kind of bums me out just a tad. So anyways, let's get to some Southern California radio. Now that we're done with that, I'm sure we'll be brought up again. Looks like David mentioned something in the chat. You should read. You know what? Let's read some comments now. I'm going to put up the comments of that video. Let's see. You should read the comments. Bill NE1B made. Okay, so let's read some comments. Here's mine. Got somebody from Hawaii there, or was in Hawaii. I'm not going to read through that whole thing, but basically he was talking about sporadic E between Hawaii and California, which is, to me, I think it's a little different situation with the ocean being a huge ground plane, but I don't know. We'll see. So a link would work. Propagation. What did he say his name was? Bill? Let's take a look here. Oh, here's something interesting here. I was at Mount San Gorgonio attempting to make contact with the NE1B using a 3-element Yagi. If I remember correctly, the best signal was pointed south-southeast. That is very interesting. I know a couple of the guys made it some comments about moving their beam around. They couldn't track them, so someone said FM. That distance in FM very unlikely. Where is Bill? I want to see Bill. Shenanigans. Yeah, so you know what? Bill could have been had for all we know. So he may not be in on it. Okay. That was Ham Radio Crash Course. He has a great channel, by the way. Does some great production work. So if you're ever watching, Josh, you're awesome. I don't see Bill in the comments here. Did anybody see Bill's comments? All right, who's that in there? Sorry, not much action on the radio right now. Yep, I didn't mean to put that up. So I'm looking for Bill. There's Joe Brett right there, which I didn't see him earlier. His comment. There's Phil, Tom. There we go. There's Bill Barber. I was never witnessed anything like that in my 60 years of ham radio and 40 years of land and mobile communications with Motorola. I thought it was a hoax using the internet connection and transceivers also, but there was no link to see, which is delay. Each other was rapid fire, like contesting on DX, handling pile up. Variable signals. I've had a readout of dBm or I wonder if he recorded it on his side. Bill, I don't know if you're watching this. Did you record it on your side by chance? This is one other reason why I have the stream going. So I personally have some sort of archive of it. Like when I tried to do the ISS crossband repeater the other night. I wanted to make sure I heard myself do it. WA2QYD had varying signal strengths also from Southern California. Stations between S7 and S8. There's other Midwest and Florida stations reporting VHF Slack chat, ON4KST chat rooms about high. I have no idea what this is. So bear with me here. The jury's still out. Further research on W2CAZ mobile location and effects if the wildfire smoked cause any radio propagation. California wildfire smoke plumes, unlike any previous seen smoke plumes, have reached 55,000 feet in height. I can attest to that because I live in Southern California, and I remember last year was like super bad. It were like 4 times the amount of smoke above the mountains. It looked crazy. It looked like it was going into space. With embedded thunderstorms, lightning, possible tornadoes. I don't know about tornadoes, not in California. They do happen very rarely. 3-dimensional radar rendering of the creek fire at depth that would certainly bend the duct over the Rockies. That's my chair, not me farting. This may be a multi-mode propagation connecting MUF sporadic E clouds in the Midwest to Tropo. I said it wrong the other night, so bear with me. I'm not good on these terms. I'm not a technical guy when it comes to this sort of stuff. So I'm an amateur. It is amateur radio. So inversion layer created by the smoke, which could be possible. Basically, what he was saying was the signal could be helped by the particles in the air from the smoke to travel the signal through, which is very possible. I know I use wireless microphones in my business. I am an audio engineer, and when conditions are weird, we have some weird stuff happen, weird interference. We have stuff work in places we don't normally have it work. Some days and some days we don't, and it depends on the weather. So I'm going to go with that. But hearing a data packet loss at the end of the video has me skeptical, which hopefully you guys will watch here. Bill, regarding the smoke as a factor, I added a smoke plume in the layer of the map, which is right here and right here. This broke off from these right here, I believe. Hi. Daddy's on the Daddy's streaming right now.
I'm playing in the office.
You can play in my office. You just got to be quiet, okay? So let me bring down that static there. So, anyways, let's go back here regarding the smoke factor. Blah, 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 blah. There were no notable fires in the Southern California area, and the smoke from the Northern California wildfire area in Oregon. We're moving east-northeast, which I just showed you on the map. Can you not touch that over there? Don't. That's not a toy. The satellite imagery you had pulled from the GOES and sent to K1BAA with the RF images, which detected water vapor, but not like aerosols like smoke, which is probably the case. Basically, it's like humid smoke. I don't think smoke was a factor. I suspect multi-hop skip would be most likely possible for natural propagation path. I have my 3-year-old daughter with me right here, so bear with me here. Oops. Let's go back to here.
Hello.
Sorry, I got confused here. Anyways, yes, I tuned in. This is Bill Barber again, the person that was on the other side in New Hampshire. Let's not take all that stuff out, please.
Daddy, gonna put my
No.
microphone
No. What did Daddy just say?
like this.
Sorry, folks. This is what happens. You do a live stream. I can only imagine what happens with the Zoom meetings. Okay, you're making a mess now. You gonna plug that in? Be an audio engineer? All right, let's get back to this. Yes, I tuned in around. This is Bill right here. I'm gonna read this part, which I don't really, not really good reading out loud. I tuned in around 144, 200 on my radio. Normally monitors 144, 174, which is sideband. No activity either place, but I'm not surprised since it was a Saturday, which is kind of weird because Saturdays around Southern California, I know it's more populated, is very busy in the ham radio world. It was rare, beautiful day after 20 plus days of rain, which may have been something with a lot of moisture in the air, with many local hams flocked to the beaches and hiked around the mountains. So a lot of ham radio guys went on the air. Yes, Haley.
Help me plug this in.
I asked you not to take all that stuff out. You can play with the microphone. Can you put that stuff back?
I will plug my microphone in.
Nice and neat, like you pulled it out? You can play with the microphone. I just don't want you pulling a bunch of stuff out. Okay? Sorry. I'm just going to breeze through some of these comments. I was mainly looking for Bill's earlier. Unbelievable. Nice investigated work. Adam, yes, very good. Very good demonstrations there. Made me go to more of 40% possible. A little indigestion. 40% possible versus the 80 I suspected before I watched this video. I kind of wanted to do a video similar to this, but I didn't have the time, and I was okay to use the SoCal Simplex video like I did the other night. Thankfully, he was had that stream available for us to check back on this. How you doing, Haley? You got anything to say?
Daddy
You can play with your microphone.
and Joshua and Milo, take Sasha's street.
Text Sasha. Sasha's a cat.
And Milo, take Sasha's street.
Oh, Milo took Sasha's treat, huh?
Yes.
Yeah?
And Papa Man was at my house.
They're here?
No.
I thought you just said they're at our house.
How you
That's our grandparents. Okay. Well, I'm going to get back to this real quick, okay?
I gotta go downstairs.
Okay. No, you don't have to go downstairs. You can play in here. Just don't take all the bunch of stuff out. You going to play with your microphone?
Not yet.
Okay.
Whee!
Sorry about that, folks. So, wow, just amazing. There goes my comment. I thought it was possible, but I'm starting to think it's BS once I heard the packet loss. So, the packet loss could have been on the receiver side. I got to check back on that stream here. Sorry. Let me look on the stream here. Any D-Star yet? D-Star referring to... I don't know what you're referring to, sir. I maybe we thought it was D-Star coming through the call frequency? I don't know. I'm not sure. I just read Joe Brett's comments there. Santa Gagonio. Yeah, I read some of these. So listening, blah, 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 blah. 18 UTC, FM. Halfway point over there doesn't seem fit halfway between San Diego and New Hampshire. Oh, this is good. Do not support any cross-country VHF. Skip that day. July the 24th was significantly day for FM VHF DX. Not enough. Didn't run across any screenshots.
Daddy, want to play a blanket?
You can play on the blankets. I have totally lost where I was at. And W7ROI, what were you referring to as far as D-Star? Let me see here. There's been multi-hop, cloud-to-cloud events that supported 2 or 3 hop DX on FM band, most notably July 14th. That was just a couple weeks ago from FMDX here located in Goldfield, Nevada, picked up 98.1 in West Yarmouth, Massachusetts. That's interesting. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by a kid running around yellow behind me. Notice the DX map screenshot looks like multi-layer. This is why I didn't want you to come over here and mess with that stuff. Can you pick that up, please? I told you that wasn't a toy over there. Sorry. I'm so sorry. So sidetracked. Event halfway between waypoints spread out across the map that did support such events. Now, look at this. I don't want to leave because I don't want to lose this place. Go to address and new tab. So, looks like there's some more. And by the way, I want to personally thank him. This is Joe Blow. Thank you, Joe Blow.
Daddy, I'm hiding.
Okay. So, this is very interesting. So, this talks about some skip on FM, on regular broadcast FM. Another layer of, wow. Interesting. From 9:30 a.m. to 9:40 a.m. Pacific time, the usual time, 1,100 to 1,400 miles, mediocre E to east, we had a skip that produced several stations 15 to 2,500 miles away. Michigan, Massachusetts heard in rural Nevada. So this goes back to what he just said a few minutes ago. They heard some mattress commercials, stuff like that, verified by 2 masters of DX who live out there. So that's very interesting. Another layer of spectacism. And I didn't say that right. So now I'm 50-50 here. What?
I step here.
Okay. My chair. I need to do a GoFundMe for a chair. I want to get one of those gaming chairs. All right, let me go back to the chat here. Have you tried calling out on D-Star 14325? I'm only a tech, unfortunately. Sorry. Yeah, I'm only a tech. So I can't do the D-Star thing on, I think that would be, 20 meters? I would love to do it. I'd love to make contact. And anybody new watching right now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Usually I'm doing live chat on a rag chew frequency of this one right here, 144.250. But a lot of the guys that talk on this frequency have been were involved with this New Hampshire deal. So, and I know they're watching right now. What's that?
Daddy, I accidentally laughed.
No, not right now. Unless you want, okay, come on, jump up on. But Daddy's still a little hurt, okay? Want to hop up? Okay. So we're going to try to read this together. You see yourself there?
Daddy.
Okay. So Daddy's still a little hurt, so you can't be wiggling around, all right?
Okay.
He still had surgery about a month ago. So this basically talks about, we got this right here.
Sorry, Daddy.
I heard Bill in Detroit have a receiver of a California station. So this is them talking about the DX as well. That came from California there last Saturday. So we're still trying to figure out if this thing is going on here. So Mommy's going to like this.
Daddy, I love you.
I love you too. You like sitting on Daddy's lap?
Uh-huh.
Let's go back to here real quick. You don't need to see my texts. All right, now back to here. So this map was put together between the two points, New Hampshire and California. Now you see the line here. There's a big gap in between any tropo, sporadic E, any type of any ducting at that point in time. That's the thing that makes me skeptical. Although just seeing that the FM stations being heard, 1,500 miles away from Nevada, I don't know. That just seems a little interesting. But I guess we're going to keep having to identify to see what's going on. This is more info than we had last Saturday. And once again, want to thank K6RK for putting together this video. So go check this video out. I just put it in the comments there below. Anybody else in the chat there?
Dad, I want to hug you.
Oh, sorry, Martin. I'll see you later. You want to hug me? That was Martin over in Europe. Thank you for watching over in Europe. Sorry for all the screens in there. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Jump in the comments.
I want to eat my dinner.
Okay, go eat your dinner. Be careful when you get off and don't break Daddy. All right. See you later. You want to slap me 5?
Okay. Bye, Dad.
All right.
Come here.
So the reason why this is of the big discussion here is, once again, a lot of our local guys that talk on a rag chew frequency made the contacts. You could see in the video a couple of them that were listed on the map in Southern California. I thought a couple guys out in the high desert made contacts, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where Tony was, KN6KNE, when he made his, actually it was KYV that made that. It was Tony that made that. Still very, very skeptical. I don't know if there's any other videos out there that that describe any of this stuff that happened over the weekend. If you do know, jump in there, say hi. Let us put a link to the video that had the that do talk about what we're talking about here. I'd love to bring it up. This is great discussion right now. Once again, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really want to get down to what's happening with stuff here. Real quick, I'm going to put this back up. So this is Ham Radio Deluxe, or Ham Radio DX. Yeah, good people. Been following them for a while. Have some good videos out there, so I really enjoy it. They big time. They hit 10K for subscriptions. Or pardon me, subscribers. I don't want to hit that many, to be honest with you. 1,000 would be a nice number. So we're trying to get to 200 by the end of the month. So if you're new, once again, hit that subscribe button. Tell your buddies about it. I would love to do D-Star on 14.345, but I cannot legally do it. And actually, I don't have a radio to do it right now. I have a dead Kenwood TS2000 that's to the right of me, sitting on the floor, and I only have a 9700 Kenwood that will do the 3-band UHF, VHF, and 1.2. So I apologize. So let's jump back on frequency. Enough for the chatting. I'm sure you're not here to hear me chat. So let's get to some rag chew here. See if anybody's on frequency at 144.250.
Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf, monitoring 144.250, City of Chino.
November 6th, Kilowatt X-Ray. How's it going, Greg?
Wow, Rob, long time no talk. How you been?
Good, man. No complaints. Getting ready to go on vacation this Saturday, so I felt like I've already been away from the radio way too long, and if I'm going to be gone another week, well, I don't want to string like 3 weeks in a row together without getting on the radio.
Yep, totally understand, man. Have you been enjoying your summer, which it sounds like you have because you haven't been on the radio?
You know, I mean, I have, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, it just feels like I've been like extra busy, work stuff, and just other personal stuff going on, so just a lot going on for whatever reason. I don't know how much of enjoying the summer has to do with it, because it's not like I've been getting away or going off-roading or anything like that. I have been watching movies more with my daughter, so that's one activity I've been doing, and of course still doing the pinball thing too, but that's about it.
Have you put any more? Didn't you put up a couple pinball videos on your YouTube?
Yeah, I've got a few of them. I haven't done any more than that most recent one that I did on Stranger Things. But speaking of pinball, I actually sold one of my games today, and I was talking about selling this game like a year and a half ago, and I just was never motivated enough to sell it, so I never put it on the market until this last week, and I lucked out. I am very glad I was too lazy, because I literally sold that thing for about $2,700 more than it was worth a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Man, everything's going up in price. Pinball machines? Was it because of electronics involved, or just because they were... What do you think it went up for?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much nailed it. Between the chips, the electronics that go into the games, as well as the fact that these do come from a factory, so those factories were shut down. You know, you can't have all those workers working in close proximity. I mean, they're back up and running now, but there's an absolute huge backlog on getting these games. So supply is way, way lower than demand. So like I said, just the luckiest thing ever that I didn't sell that game a year and a half, 2 years ago. I had a friend had the exact same game, and he literally sold that game for $2,750 less than I just got for it.
And he sold it last year, you said?
Yeah, he sold it about 13 months ago.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. We were talking about cars the other day with Andy, because he sold a car, was going to buy another car. He sold his car that he had 10 months for the same amount he paid for it or something like that, which is I've never heard of that.
And that's not unusual, and there's articles out there talking about that very thing. I don't remember if I shared this one with you, but in the fall of 2019, October, November, somewhere around there, I was looking for the Camaro ZL1, 1LE. That's like the top of the line Camaro. It's, what is it, 650 horsepower. It's a monster. I could have gotten one for $10,000 below sticker. It was crazy, just a crazy good deal. And I passed. I was changing jobs, just had too much going on, so I passed. So the pandemic hits, and once we're probably 9-10 months into the pandemic, those cars were selling for $3,000 to $5,000 above sticker.
Ow.
Needless to say, I wish that I had grabbed one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was going to buy my wife a car, RAV4, and now there's like impossible. There's zero on the lot right now. And like Andy was saying the other night, everything that they do have that's coming on the lot is already sold, or it's like $5,000 to $10,000 over MSRP. It's not going to be a good winter.
Well, that's a whole new subject, because my wife has a Chevy Traverse, which she loves, but that car it now has 175,000 miles on it. She drives for work. She drives all day, so we are going to have to get her a new vehicle. One of the vehicles we would be looking at would probably be the RAV4, but we are doing everything we can to make that car hold out for at least another year, because prices are just ridiculous right now for new cars.
You read my mind. My wife was talking about, because she wants a car. Her CRV is pretty old. It's about 10 years old, and she has a ton of miles on it. And she's bugging about another car. I'm like, we're going to have to hold it for a little long, just a little bit longer. And you know what? I'm afraid to do that in some ways. What if they keep going up or stay up?
Comment.
Hey, go ahead.
Hey, this is Keith WA62XA. How's the pinball wizard?
Pretty good, man. I'm glad you got to go by the Pinball Hall of Fame. That was awesome. I'm actually jealous because that's their new location that I haven't been to yet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It brought back memories. I was with my buddy, my best friend. He and I went to kindergarten together. We went through elementary, middle school, college, and so forth. He and I, met in 5 years old roughly. And I hadn't seen him for over a year because of the pandemic. Anyway, my comment was actually, I got my wife a car in 2016. It was 1 year old. It's
Hey, Tim, if you're still on, you got a great QRZ page. I'd love to try some D-Star here. That's one I kind of want to play with here in the next probably hour or so, maybe.
That's crazy. Wow. Sometimes, from what I've heard, you get those letters from dealers, though, and it's like a hook, and you go down there to and it's
Sorry
bait
about that.
and switch, but you never know. But I'm doing everything I can to wait, especially since we don't have any car payments right now.
Yeah, that's how I took it too. So I just ripped it off because we're not up. It's not up for sale anyway. It's only got 32,000 miles on it because my wife only puts on about 3,000 miles a year on it. So it's in really good shape and low mileage. But we're not, if I did get even $17,000 to replace it, I'd pay $30,000 for it. So it's like, no, we're not in that position.
I hear you loud and clear. So how was your vacation?
It was awesome. The reason for it was my college band director, which I got to do some great things. I went to Switzerland, Montreux, played in the Montreux Jazz Festival, which is a big famous jazz festival. Toured Canada, went to Hawaii one of my years. You know, we did a lot of traveling and tours and festivals, that kind of stuff. Anyway, he passed away about 6 months ago. So he had this kind of celebration of life. It wasn't a funeral, it wasn't a memorial service, it was a celebration of life. And about 60 people showed up. And I saw some people I hadn't seen for 40 plus years, you know. So it was a really great, it was a great time.
Very nice. I really enjoy that. I much prefer to call it a celebration of life than a funeral. I'm all for that. That's great.
Well, what's good about it, too, like the family weren't so sad because he passed away like 6 months ago, so they kind of gotten over the sadness to, you know, somewhat. You know, so it wasn't a sad tears types of thing. But it was funny, so like this was Saturday evening that festivity, so like Sunday morning, my buddy Frank and I went to breakfast, and afterwards we really didn't have any plans. He goes, hey, let's just go up the strip. I haven't done this for years. I said, okay, yeah. So we went up the strip. We went to, and after we got to the end of the strip, we went to Counting Cars. You ever watch that show? And got to go into his car museum. But driving up towards there, we passed that pinball place, and he and I said, we got to go back there because when we were young, when we were kids, like 14 stuff, we played in junior bowling leagues. And so after we bowled, man, we would play hours and hours on pinballs. I probably already told you that story, so it brought back big memories.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. Speaking of Nevada, I was telling Greg earlier that we're heading out for vacation Saturday, and we're headed up to Lake Tahoe. But my wife and I, we've been doing a lot of research lately, kind of fantasizing about retiring and where we want to retire. I'm telling you, man, Nevada is a great place to retire. In terms of tax, they don't have state income tax, and of course, Las Vegas is way too hot, and Riverside gets hot, but we cool off in the evening a lot. That doesn't happen in Vegas. So I'm interested in going out and looking at the Reno area. I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen so far, but the more research we do and looking into real estate, it's literally one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire United States right now.
Is that right? Probably mainly people leaving California, right? The only thing about Reno, I mean, you can be digging snow out a little bit, but if that's something you don't have a problem with, that's a good place to be, that's for sure, because you're not going to have the heat like, Vegas or something.
They can get fairly hot in the summer. It's high desert, so they get fairly hot. You get all four seasons, which I like. And I have watched video after video, and everybody says the same thing. Yes, Reno does get snow, but it would be extremely unusual for that snow that they get not to be gone off the streets in 24 hours.
It's cold and dry up there.
It's even drier up there than Riverside. I was shocked. My friend who lives in Arkansas tells me how ridiculous I am because I said he has 48 inches of rain a year, and that's obscene to me. He goes, well, that's because you live in a freaking desert. Well, we get about 11 and a half inches of rain a year. Reno, 7.5.
Wow, I always thought that was more, I haven't been there for a long time, but I always thought it was more mountainous. What is the elevation there?
It's about, I think Reno's right around 4,500 feet, and, they're right behind the Sierra Nevadas, so I was under the same impression, but even though they get snow, they get very little rain.
Okay, yeah. So mountains is kind of more like rough, starting around 6,000 feet, right? So it's not quite mountainous yet.
Yeah, technically, Greg just pulled it up. It's 4,505 feet.
Oh, you nailed it.
I hope you like that new feature on the Greg K6EGG live stream.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, actually. I'm glad I brought you up. But yeah, Nevada is the driest state in the United States.
So, is there any water issues as far as being able, like take shower, that kind of stuff? Any having to deal with rationing and stuff?
I don't believe so, and the ironic thing is, like I said, they get snow, and snow is where we get most of our water, not rain, and obviously they have Lake Tahoe up there, and a bunch of smaller lakes up there too, so water's really not a problem.
Okay, yeah. Well, Reno, Tahoe area, it's nice there. I've visited it, a few times, so I used to, I'm a jazzer, right? So there always used to be the Reno Jazz Festival. I'd go every year. This was high school and a little bit of college too, so, and then when my son was in high school, I actually ran as a donation to the...
A Dodger fan here. The Dodgers just got Max Scherzer from Washington Nationals.
That was my donation to my part, to doing anything else, because that was something I could do, and I could do something with my son. It was kind of cool. So anyway, I got to do that also when he was in high school, which brought back a lot of memories too. So, yeah.
Very cool. That's actually one of the things that I'm really liking about Reno. That's a good example. They just have a great variety of different things to do. It's a high standard of living. They've got the arts, and they have sports. Not a professional sports team, but they have like what do you call it? AAA baseball. Like it's pretty cool. I like what I'm seeing up there.
It's kind of a small town, but a big town, if there is such a thing, right? You kind of feel like it's more of a small town unless you go downtown.
Well, yeah, you know what their motto is, right? The biggest small city in the world?
That's right. I kind of forgot about that.
And one reason that they're growing like they are and real estate prices are so high is it's what you said before, Californians leaving the state in droves. But one reason in particular they're going to Reno is Tesla, Apple, Amazon, and I don't remember, there's another big company, have all put big bases down there in Reno because they're outside of California, big tax advantages to them, and they're still not far from Silicon Valley.
I did not know that. Wow. So it's growing business-wise and with some big, nice companies.
In fact, Tesla's building there, from what I read, I believe they said it, I can't remember, it's either the biggest building in the world or the biggest building in the United States.
For the batteries.
There you go.
So that, they moved up, what was it, Austin or something like that? And that's supposed to be pretty big too?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know which one has more of their operations, but it's not bigger than the building that's in Reno. Greg pulled it up again. That's it, the Gigafactory, whatever you call it.
You got a lot of chat today, Greg.
Yeah, when I was talking about that New Hampshire thing, I had like 20 people watching at one point, and I didn't even know what I was talking about.
I was driving around doing some errands. By the way, Rob, I'm leaving tomorrow too. I'm going up to Big Bear for a week. So that's what I've been kind of doing, getting things packed, blah, 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 getting ready to go for a week. But I went up, I had to do some errands, so I had to go up to Signal Hill for a few minutes, and I went up there. Fred was talking, some other guys were talking, and they were talking about that, and most of them were talking about as probably it didn't happen. I was going, well, possibility could have happened.
Sorry, I missed the last part of that, but I'm jealous about you going up to Big Bear.
Yeah, looking for it. So I was just saying that people were talking about that same thing that Greg just mentioned about that conversation, with that guy in, where was it, New Hampshire or wherever it was, and many of them were like saying, that didn't happen, that didn't happen. I was saying, well, I think I wasn't a part of that, but it is a possibility, I feel.
Oh, really? I missed that.
You didn't hear about it?
I don't think so.
Greg, you were part of that, right? Go ahead.
I was not part of that at all.
Oh, okay. Well, you know the story way better than me because I've been kind of out of town and stuff. Because it happened when I was in town, when I was in Vegas.
All right, so I'll tell the story. It's not a story, I guess what happened, I should say. Supposedly, and the reason why I say supposedly, because it's not 100% confirmed yet, that there was some weird sporadic on Saturday afternoon between New Hampshire and Southern California. But it was just two guys, from what I hear, made contacts from New Hampshire to Southern California on 146.520 FM. People make contacts with an HT up at Keller Peak with that guy in New Hampshire. So I don't know how much validity there is to it. Some people think that he was remoted in somewhere in Southern California because I guess the footprint, somebody did some investigation work on it. The footprint is there's hills blocked and stuff like that. Not too much in San Diego. It would be more of a Southern California thing. So there's a little bit of half the people think maybe it's not true. I originally thought it was an 80% chance of working that station, possibly from New Hampshire on FM, but now that I watched that video, SoCal Simplex Archive, I don't know if you remember him, he jumps in the chat sometimes, David, he caught all of it on his SDR on his YouTube page, and at the end of one of the transmissions, the New Hampshire station had some data packet loss with his carrier still solid.
Yeah, okay, explain that to me. What does that mean, data packet loss?
So when you have a remote station, you wouldn't hear him break up like I would be on FM. Like if my mic was breaking up, you'd hear crackling, but you'd still see my carrier. Basically, it would be like my mic dropping out and coming back, kind of like what D-Star would do, but you'd still hear my carrier type deal. Does that make sense?
Somewhat, but I mean the bottom line is to have data packet loss. You're talking about a digital signal, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that would be indicative of that being bogus.
But was that on the SDR side, or was it on the transmission side? That's the thing. I didn't hear any other data packet loss from what I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I didn't hear any data packet loss. I haven't heard any data packet loss on David the SoCal Simplex archive stream at all. So I might have been from someone setting up that remote station here, but I don't know.
Well, and I don't know exactly how that stuff works, but I don't even know if that's something that can occur. Is it? How do you get data packet loss on the receiving end, SDR or not?
Well, you can get data packet loss on the SDR because it's transferring audio into data, so it could be within his computer. I don't know, but that's the only time I heard it. And if it was a remote station, you'd get the data packet loss over the public internet between the transmitter and receive site.
And one thing that's interesting is it was on FM, which in my mind makes it a little bit less likely. But that being said, is there a way I can you send me a link to the video? Does he have that marked?
He does not have it marked, but oops, didn't mean to put that screen up. I think I have a link to about where it starts, or there's some conversation. I can send it to you.
I'd be curious about looking at the signal strength and whether there's any wavering occurring, because I would expect there to be.
That's exactly what I brought up with David, the guy who runs the SoCal Simplex archive, which you should subscribe to, because you can hear yourself pop through 5.2. I did not hear any type of phasing, any type of signal loss that I can audibly hear. And looking on his SDR, because it has a screen, which I'll send to you right now. This is about the point where the guy came in. I just don't hear much change. Like you would, I mean, I've DX'd before on 10 meter and I've DX'd on 11 meter. I hear some audio difference. This doesn't make any sense to me.
November 6th, kilowatt X-ray for ID. You're exactly right. I would definitely expect there to be some change in that signal, especially if they talked for any significant period of time.
Comment?
Go.
Dale was on today, down there in Santa Ana, and Fred. I guess Fred was a part of the conversation, and I guess Dale too. And he said the guy was coming in really strong, but he was turning his beam 360, which was very interesting. And the signal didn't go down one iota, no matter how he had the beam pointed. And he thought that Dale pretty much feels like it's true to life.
I would like to add something in there. There is a guy that made a video. Let me pull up his call letters. K6ARK on YouTube. He took basically David's stream, basically broke down what needs to happen to make the sporadic E happen, and he also brought up some maps and stuff like that of weather, the fire plume that was in the air that day that was traveling across the United States, and he also brought up the fact, which I didn't hear till he pointed it out, the data packet loss, which I just was mentioning with Rob. So it's a nice breakdown of what that occurred that day and how he personally felt about it and the chances of it happening kind of in his, once again, his opinion. But he brings up a lot of good points in the video.
Yeah, I wasn't a part of it, and who knows. I can just tell you from my own experience, and I don't know if that's true to life either. I was up in Signal Hill with my mobile rig, where I was just today, and supposedly I talked to New Mexico. Now, that's not East Coast, granted. Fred and I were talking, and he could not hear this guy at all, and he was just nailing me with about a +7.
Once again, anything's possible, but just we were able to listen to that. At least I was able to listen to that. That just seems just, I don't know, man. There's something it's weird about it. Why would someone also want to go to that great length and try to make that up, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a ham operator, you have a little more class than that, you would think.
Yeah, exactly. It's not CB.
It definitely is a hard pill to swallow, but I just feel like I don't know what to think.
The question I had the night that I think I heard about it on Sunday night, is why was it such a small footprint of an area that he was making the contacts in, like just Southern California? When I talked on Skip to Australia or wherever, the Australian station or whoever was making contacts with Fresno, San Diego, Las Vegas. So it was a bigger footprint, bigger area that that Skip was in. So I don't know. That's just my that's still kind of the way I'm looking at it.
Going back to what Keith said about talking to that guy that, what was he saying, was on a handheld. I mean, the longest contact that I've ever had on 2 meters, I was talking to a guy that was on a handheld. He was using a nice antenna, but he was on a handheld.
Yeah, when I was actually talking to that guy, supposedly in New Mexico, he claimed, I was on my mobile rig, so I wasn't just on a handheld, so I was running probably 50 watts or something.
Yeah, the guy I talked to was in Death Valley.
I think I remember that. How far is that, you figure?
100 I think I said it was 148 miles. So you were rounding it down to 140. I said, why are you rounding it down? If you're going to round it, at least round it to 150.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a good jaunt.
But that makes more sense.
I agree 100%.
I mean, radio and radio waves, excuse me, it has a lot to do with science and a lot to do with the atmosphere, conditions, frequency. I don't know. A lot of things, they're just not adding up for this to be true.
I got your text, so I'll definitely have to check out that video.
Yeah, I got it too, thanks, because I haven't checked it out myself.
He brought up a lot of stuff that I thought in my head I didn't know how to articulate out of my mouth the night that I heard about it. And this was stuff about the atmosphere. I was misinforming what I was trying to say. The night I think I said tropo. I think it's actually sporadic E that I was meaning when I talked about it on Sunday night. It's frustrating because I want it to be true, but it's just not making sense. It's not adding up to be true.
I mean, I'm going to withhold judgment, but definitely have my doubts.
And K6EGG, anybody else out there on frequency? Feel free to hop in. And I see a bunch of guys. I think we got 10 viewers right now on YouTube. Now 5 watching on YouTube. Feel free to jump in.
Kilo Oscar 6 November.
What's up, Gabe?
Hey, nothing much. I just got in my shack. I'm watching the stream. I hear you guys are talking about that New Hampshire contact.
Yeah, we're just we're bringing up because a couple hams on YouTube, one from Southern California, made a very, very informative video on this very subject we're talking about, and brought up a couple different ideas behind what he thought it could be, and a lot of that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I imagine whether this thing was real or not is going to be debated for a while, and the ARRL has a article in their QST magazine called the World Above 50 Megahertz. So I would expect that at least I wouldn't be 100% sure that this thing actually happened unless there was some type of coverage about that, because it's definitely unusual, that's for sure.
So, to bring up that point, a couple people that were posting comments on the I keep on getting this wrong, K6ARK video on YouTube. One of them linked a site to them talking about a Nevada station was heard in Massachusetts during July 14th. A Nevada, is it a Nevada radio station or a Massachusetts radio station? One or the other were heard in one of the spots, a broadcast FM radio station. You can hear the commercials from 2,000 miles away or whatever. So something might have been going on.
Yeah, you're right. Something could have been going on. Now, I'm one of the guys that worked that station last Saturday, And I've seen some emails going back and forth. And when I worked that guy, I put his, I logged the contact with him. And I hadn't downloaded my logbook to Logbook of the World in a while, a little under a year. So I said, what the heck? I went ahead and downloaded it earlier this week. And I checked for an update yesterday, I think it was. No, Tuesday it was. And the guys, he verified the QSL. So I got in Logbook of the World, I've got a verified contact, with that guy on 2 meters. So we'll see how this plays out. I got an open mind and all that stuff, but we'll see how this thing plays out.
One thing I can say is Alex has claimed that he's talked to Hawaii on 2 meters. Now, that's a little easier to do because you're going across water and stuff like that, but still, that's a long ways, too.
Yeah, and I've heard, it's been a while, but I've heard Hawaiian stations coming in to the Catalina repeater, so it's not unheard of. I haven't heard it in a long time. And one other thing I'll add is that, so I sent the guy an email, and he said because on his web page, he's got a lot of hits on his QRZ page. So I sent him an email because his QRZ page says he doesn't do paper QSLs. So I sent him an email asking him if he would do a paper QSL for this contact. And he said he would. So I got a QSL card in to him. And maybe next week I'll get one back from him. But like I said, we'll see how this thing plays out. I'd love to believe it, and we'll just see how it goes. I mean, that's all I can say at this point. I'm doing everything I can to verify whether or not it was legit. And we'll see how time passes on this particular issue. This is Kilo Oscar 6 November.
Go ahead, comment.
Sean, KN6JSC. Hey, so I actually got a chance to work the guy too. I was like pretty much the call right after Fred when Fred worked him. So I went on the Ham Radio Facebook group and I posted what just happened, and a bunch of people chimed in, and the guy himself actually was like, hey, I don't actually ever go into Facebook, but here's what actually happened from his point of view. So I can copy and paste what he said on Facebook into like the YouTube chat or something, just so everybody can get his point of view.
Can you email it to me? I'll put it up on the stream. My email is current on QRZ.
Sure, give me 1 sec. I'll do that right now.
And I think Gabe, on this video I saw from K6ARK, he put a map of all the contacts, and I think I saw both you and Sean's call letters on that map.
I was on there, and I still can't figure out what it was. I would like to think that it was tropospheric ducting, but at the same time, I just want to know if there was maybe some actual linked repeater or some, I don't know. It just doesn't seem possible, but it does. I want to believe it, but it just seems like there was something else going on.
Yeah, I listened to the video, of the 146.52 stream. And, there are times when it sounded like a station that was talking to him, waited to talk, and then there were other times when, they were talking right back and forth immediately. So if there was a link, it wasn't consistent in the time delay between one station transmitting and the other station transmitting. So a lot of questions.
But this is going to be fun to investigate, though.
Yeah, I think it's a little strange that it was just him, and there weren't many other stations that picked up on it, in the Facebook post I'm going to send you in a second, he said that there's other people out there that verified what was going on as well, but it just seems like there's, more than 4 people in that section of Maine that probably should have heard it as well, and no one else is really talking about it.
Well, I think there were about 20 stations or so. There was a guy that belongs to soda, and he was going to share, because there were a lot of soda people that were involved in the contact. I'm going to pull up and do a count, so hold on a second.
Greg, did you say that Fred talked to the guy?
Yeah, Fred's on there.
Interesting.
And Fred, I spoke to today, I asked him the question. He says he doesn't know one way or the other if it's legit. His gut feeling, you know.
That's kind of hard to believe, actually. He usually has pretty strong opinions one way or the other.
His attitude was, I don't know. That's just like him.
That sounds like him.
Yeah. No. How's my audio sound?
You need to put some radios on that antenna.
Let's go about the whole thing.
Gabe, I kind of keyed with you on the end of that.
I was just saying, at first, I believe Fred was kind of skeptical about whether the guy, was coming through some type of remote radio or whether it really, was a 2-meter link to the East Coast.
And Gabe, I don't know if you're watching my stream right now on YouTube. I put up I'm spaced right now. I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. A user group talking about the FM station being heard 1,500 miles. Looks like they also talk about the New Hampshire station in there as well.
Yeah, I see it right now. I'll see if I can read it in just a couple of seconds.
I'm going to put the link of it in the chat too, in case it goes away. Sorry, I miskeyed there. Go ahead, comment.
6JJI. The comment is if it turns out to be legitimate, I hope you made when this happens, supposed to give your call and a signal report. Exchange the call and signal report. Then it counts. You never know. You might get a world record, but without the exchange and the signal report, it doesn't count.
Very, very, very good point. You're right.
Oh, I'm sure Fred did all of that.
Yeah, I gave him a signal report, too. He gave me a signal report back. It was 5.9. By the way, I'm counting 23. In this email I see, there were 23 contacts this guy had in Southern California.
Does anybody else think it was a little weird, too, when he was calling CQ on 520? He was also saying that he was from New Hampshire. Like, who really says the states they're in when they're calling on simplex CQ? It was a little suspect as well for me.
That's a red flag.
Well, there is the tri-state area up there, too, so he could be crossing state lines, no problem up there.
All right, that makes more sense, I guess, but still, conspiracy, man.
But I thought that, too, but he's not that far away from New York, so as well as New Jersey and stuff like that. I know what you're saying.
Definitely a very controversial subject.
Yeah, I'm looking at his webpage right now. So he's got almost 83,000 lookups. So this guy's, a heavy hitter, and if he's trying to pull off something like this, man, I don't know what to think.
I'm not necessarily thinking that he's the one pulling it off. Does that make sense?
There was some type of remote station he went through. I have no idea. I think that he seems he said on the thing I'm sending you right now, Greg, I sent you one email, I forwarded you one already, but he said that in his 60 years he's never experienced anything like this.
Well, also, if you listen to that stream on 146.52, he's talking to another station nearby him, and that other station is working other stations, but he isn't able to work Southern California. Apparently, that's what the conversation indicates. So there was some, and I think they were working some Midwest stations too. So at least that's what it says on the stream. Whether or not it's true or not, I don't know.
Do I have your permission to put this email up on the stream there, Sean?
Absolutely. I'm going to send you the screenshots from the Facebook chat in a second, too. I'm just copying and pasting everything right now. Go ahead.
Copy.
There's 100 comments on that video from K6ARK.
Can you give us a summary on what those comments are?
No, I just pulled it up. It looks like the comments are continuing too. I mean, the last one was yesterday.
Actually, I did a little, when I first came on, I did a little summary of that video on my page. I went through those comments, Gabe.
Okay, what was that last thing you said?
I went through a summary of the comments from the video comments from K6ARK's video.
Okay, where is that posted?
I did it myself. It's on this live stream right now. So if you scroll towards the beginning, I had my daughter hopping on my lap and stuff, so I kind of got sidetracked through it. But I went through a lot of the comments on there, including Bill, the guy in New Hampshire.
Hey, Greg.
Go ahead.
So remember what I was saying about the, what do you call it, the packet loss, or however you described it, being a possible issue on the receiver end? So the very first comment that pops up on that video says that packet loss towards the end, the carrier is constant on the waterfall while the modulation drops off, so it's not a receiver issue.
That's exactly what I thought. Exactly.
Hey, Greg, I sent you the screenshots from the Facebook chat where he responds as well.
Excellent, thank you. I'm just going through this email. I got look at that. There's a line of storms between New Hampshire, pretty much, and from the East Coast almost all the way to Southern California.
Point as well that there was some fires burning with pretty much smoke along the whole way too. So I don't know, maybe it was just a one in a lifetime thing and it was real, but at this point, who knows still.
And Gabe, if you're still watching, I'm going to bring up this map right here that someone made. I'm trying to figure it out here. Bear with me. I'm sorry, I got a lot of things going on here.
I'm really tending to agree with what this guy said. He says the absence of any kind of fading or the other effects of tropo or ionospheric propagation is telling. He goes on to say you'd expect there to be obvious effects on the transmissions that it carries. He says this is internet based at the California end for sure.
And for you guys watching on YouTube, I did put up email here from screenshots from it looks like Facebook here.
Yeah, it's the ham radio Facebook group. There's a lot of people on there. Most of them are pretty decent, but yeah, he actually came out of the woodwork to respond to because I started it on there just to see what was going on because I was confused as hell when I got home from talking to him.
Hey, I used to have Facebook till my account got nuked.
How did it get nuked?
My password got stolen, along with the 6-digit code you get from your cell phone that's embedded in your software in your cell phone that you can look up. I don't know how that happened, but they stole it, changed everything, and they won't let me back in my account because they can't prove who is who. I even did send in my ID, and they still denied it. So they just canceled the account altogether. So if you look up my name, it just doesn't exist anymore.
You could sign in under a different name and then change it later.
No, I can't get into the account at all to sign in.
Well, I mean, if you really had to, you could try and get a new account. Will they even block off the new account?
No, but I had like 600 friends, some coworkers in there and everything else, so I'd have to redo everything. And tell you the truth, I was about ready to get off of there because all the shenanigans going on with whatever else, politics and everything, so I just got a little tired of it. So it's actually been fairly nice, but I do miss the ham radio connection I had on there, which was nice because I was getting some messages from the stream I'm doing, and I posted it up on some YouTube pages, so I got some cross referencing going on. So that's one part I miss about it.
Yeah, I got rid of it. I mean, I'm on it just for the radio aspect, and all my other hobbies I have to just unfollow and not see anybody else's taste. I can't take the political soapboxing anymore. I'm tired of people's opinions. I just want to see my hobbies and cat pictures.
Cat pictures. I love it. I am in a few cat groups. I have a Savannah cat.
Too much virtue signaling.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to watching that video by K6ARK because it looks like he grabbed the SDR capture from, what's that guy's name? The SoCal guy.
David?
Yep.
That complex archive thing, it bothers me because whenever I key up, I can never hear myself on it. It's just a bunch of garbled static, and it's only like 15 miles away.
Yeah, I've talked to David. He's got a really cheesy homemade antenna. It's not very elevated very well, so it doesn't pick up very well. I remember I was like on the 605-405 freeway talking to him when he was mobile one time. So I went back to listen to it, and my part of the conversation wasn't being picked up at all.
Yeah, I made a comment on his on the live stream as well, and his suggestion was I talk to Fred to get my station sorted out because it was me. Is this David guy the one that needed an antenna actually? Because I still have that X200 laying around.
Yeah, he does. I actually spoke to him about that too. He says, "Yeah, that sounds great. It's just like I got something else I got to pay for first, so it's not like the top priority. So it's one of those kind of deals."
Well, if it went to a good use, I'd even consider donating it to him just if he was going to use it for this thing anyways. I think the 520 simplex archive thing is kind of cool that he's doing.
I get the impression that he's kind of low funded and he works like basically a minimum wage job. He was unemployed for months and months and months, and he finally got working, but I think it's like very low pay. So, and he's got 2 children he's supporting on a divorce situation from what I understand. So he is like tight.
He's providing a great service, though, but I thought he admitted that his setup definitely needs improvement.
Oh, he's definitely done that. I've talked to him many times. He actually works at El Dorado Park, like literally 2 miles away from my house, and he drives. There's a what would you call it, a toy train or whatever, a model train that's gas engine that he runs on the weekends there.
What's his call sign? Because seriously, I would absolutely donate this antenna if he's going to if he had put it to good use. I would get rid of it because I don't want to go through the effort of making a post on QRZ and selling it and anything. I'd be just willing to even go and give it to him. I just would have taken it from my garage.
I have it written down someplace. Unless somebody else has it, I'll dig it up.
Man, I just talked to him whatever it was, Wednesday. What's today? I talked to him on Tuesday. I was up at Elysian Park, and it was actually the first time I talked to him. He gave me his call letters, and I spaced on it.
I think it's KN6IRV. Okay, KN as in Nancy 6IRV. Double check that with the QRZ, but I think that's it. I talked to him a lot because he goes to work at roughly 8 o'clock, and he'll be mobiling because he got a better mobile radio now, right? And I'll say hi to him.
Is that David Karnofsky?
That's the man.
That's the call sign. San Pedro, California.
Yeah, that's him.
By the way, real quick, Sean, when I was talking to him the other day, he says he has a kind of a hill blocking him that blocks a lot of the area, so the antenna probably would help a lot to get kind of over that. So I thought I heard somebody had an antenna they're getting rid of, and it turned out to be was Curtis, but it was to Tony. And for you guys watching on the stream, this is his location there. He's kind of like around a hill there, so I understand what he's saying.
Well, seeing Peter, he's probably on what would you call that, the south side of that hill. And so, yeah, I can see how it gets blocked a lot.
I think I need to get a bigger antenna now.
What, you do?
Yeah, I need to get something bigger now since I can't make the 520 simplex live stream, so this is definitely hurting my ego.
Hey, I can't make it either.
Since you got your new antenna?
Yeah, I was the other day I was checking it out, and his suggestion was I talk to Fred and get my station sorted out.
That's funny.
Your S9 into Riverside.
I can barely hear you, Sean.
But yeah, apparently it's just the antenna setup, it turns out, so I'm not worried about it, but I would absolutely donate my antenna, the old antenna, to him.
I just double with you, Sean. I was pulling your leg saying I could barely hear you. Can you turn it up?
Wait, what happened? We doubled? Sorry.
Oh, it's my fault. No, you're bending my needle over here.
See, I have Signal Hill blocking me between line of sight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's why I'm not making it in. I'm almost sure that's probably why Sean's not making it in.
Yeah, I guess it's possible I could see Signal Hill if I step out of my porch. So maybe lump dirt in the way is hurting it. Who knows?
That sucks, man. He's always watching the stream. He really wants to be a part of this. I hope maybe something can get worked out. He can get an antenna up a little higher.
I can hit him, and I kind of have Signal Hill my way, but I'm just so much closer it probably doesn't matter.
He had a strong signal coming into Legion Park. God, I'm losing it, on Tuesday.
Was he mobile or was he station?
I believe he was station.
Okay.
I heard another station in there. Go ahead. I heard November 4. Did you guys hear any of that? Rob, you're close to me.
No, I could just barely make somebody out. The fact somebody's talking, that's about it.
Yeah, I heard a November 4 Oscar Echo in Pasadena, I believe it is.
That's Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys talked to me before, K6 West.
Oh, yeah, we've talked before. How you doing today? It's very, very difficult to hear you.
Yeah, Sean, the engineer. You guys talked to me before. You've been talking to us for a couple months.
Yeah, John, this is Keith, WA62XA in Long Beach. I was just thinking about you, like, today. I think it was like, I haven't talked to you for a while. It's good to hear your voice again.
Throw my 2 cents in. This is KG6USS up here in the high desert. How you guys doing this evening?
Roger that. All right, I'm going to stand by. It's good to talk to you again, John, and I'll let somebody else go.
I think we just had a station double up over, John. Go ahead and repeat again. High desert station, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put my 2 cents in. This is KG6USS up here in the high desert. I'm watching Greg over here on the live feed. That's pretty neat.
And that might have been a first. We had 2 Johns doubling with each other. John from Pasadena was talking as well. Nice to hear your voice again, John, out there in Feeland.
Yeah, I saw you wave at me there, Greg. You did a good job, brother. Good job. I love watching this. I love hearing this deal. I didn't catch that whole spiel about what was going on in New Hampshire. You guys were talking about something happening across the northern tier up there?
Hey, John, if you're watching, John from Pasadena double with you again.
Doubling there, but I could hear them both.
John, USS, you probably can't hear John in Pasadena, and you guys doubled again, a perfect double.
QSY here. You guys go ahead. I'm going to jump up on 40 for a little bit. Have a good evening. KG6USS 73, John.
73, Sean. Okay, let me make a call. Hey, Keith, go to 270, and you guys can talk back and forth, Greg and Sean here in Pasadena. K6OS.
All right, WE62XA, QSY.
What happened here?
Everybody just QSY'd on us.
I guess we can stay here.
Okay, well, let's just talk trash about everybody, I guess.
They could be listening on the stream, too, so we have to be careful. Everything's documented.
Oh, that's right.
What were you saying about Fred?
Smells of elderberries.
We had a very interesting comment in the comment section on the stream right now. Very interesting name. I can't repeat it on here.
Do you think they have like a license?
I have no idea. Not a license for what we're doing here, that's for sure.
What were you doing up in Elysian Park the other day? I heard you calling up there, but I wasn't able to talk back.
I was at my, I had about an hour before my work, so I was at my work at QTH, so I was about a mile away. I brought some lunch up there and wanted to make some contacts, but I didn't feel too safe up there. When I was making a contact, I think it was Dave, some guy was looking in my car.
not the greatest area to go up there with expensive radio equipment, but you know, good for you for doing that though, I guess, without going unarmed.
I would like to. I might do it on Saturday again. Go in a little early and do it in the parking lot at my work QTH. I just need to get it cleared with security because last time I was up there, they kind of freaked out on me. But they were cool once I told them what I was doing and who I was working for. But I don't want to cause any trouble and get in trouble with work. But so that's why I decided to go up there. I thought it'd be quote unquote safer, and it turned out to be I almost got robbed.
Where's the work QTH parking lot? Has it got some elevation to it?
Oh yeah, it's probably one of the best spots in downtown LA. It overlooks downtown LA. It's Dodger Stadium.
Oh yeah, definitely get up there and do that.
I talked to Don, DUO, at when I had to be at work early in the morning at 4:45 in the morning on 4th of July. He was listening on frequency.
I get up early, but that's way too early for me still.
I would love to get up early, but I work nights. Unless I'm consistently waking up early, or waking up at a time, I don't want to switch. And I know that I have to switch back to night. So I do really, really enjoy watching the sunrise as I did this morning. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I've never been a morning person, but, you know, now I'm kind of forced to do it. So now it's okay, but still, I absolutely hate mornings. But, yeah, it is actually kind of cool to actually be up before everybody and see stuff happening before the rest of the world wakes up. But I still hate it.
I don't know, 10 years ago when I worked NASCAR circuit for a television network, we had to be at work at 6 a.m. East Coast time with an hour drive, so it's 5 a.m. East Coast time would have to leave, so I'd get up at 4 a.m. East Coast time. So when I would come back home, I was wide awake at 2 a.m. Pacific time for first couple days. So, oh joy that was.
You know, that's definitely the schedule for HF. You should definitely get on HF if you had that schedule back then.
And the license.
Oh, wait, I just see in the chat, you're only tech? I thought you were police general.
Only. I am only a tech, and I keep on talking about I'm going to get my general, but I don't study.
Dude, just get one of those the Gordon West study books. That's what I've been using for all mine. And honestly, I thought some of the general stuff was harder than extra. But yeah, just you know, just lunch breaks, read it, and then yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was actually just going to make that point. It seems like it might be easier just to get both of them at the same time, which I might just both do because a lot of the questions are pretty much the same.
General had like all the mathematics formulas, like oh god, I'm forgetting that like pie chart thing where you have to convert watts into power. Like that was like the math that you had to do on that, which is easy. And then extra, honestly, was pretty easy except for all like the theory stuff, which was still over my head. But I'm never going to do any of that stuff anyways. I'm not going to open up amplifiers or make my own amps or. A lot of the antenna theory stuff I'm never going to do, so a lot of that was like still Greek to me, but I managed to squeak by and pass it anyways, so I guess it worked out.
Yeah, the math stuff, that's what I'm having trouble with. If I look on the hamstudy.com, and that seems to be the area of the problem I have. But you know what? Since you brought it up, this weekend and next week I should have a little more time, and I'm not going to sit there and surf Twitter like I have been for hours on end at work. Not that I'm not working, because I am, because we had some issues today, but I'm going to do a little more, you know, spend the free time that I have doing a little more research on the getting a general.
I'll put it this way, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I have the attention span of a light switch, and I was able to sit down and do it. It took me probably about 2 months of a little bit of studying, but the Gordon West books are definitely the best. I love those books, and he's actually a cool dude. It's not just the answers, he actually gives like descriptions for everything. And general wasn't that hard. It was relatively a step above technician, and then the amateur one, that one was definitely a lot harder. But yeah, again, that one is more like, not more memorization, but it was just certain things you can memorize, like the stuff, like I said, like I don't really care about the antenna theory. I'm not going to build my own antennas or anything, but yeah, get on it.
I'm going to try. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get on, saying good night to my daughter. I don't know if you were watching the stream, but she came up and
good night, Daddy.
Are you going to come over and want to say hi to Sean? Come over and say hi to Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Good night. It was nice to talk to you. I'll see you in a second, Greg.
K6EGG, be right back.
Why do I always sound off frequency on this stream? Oh wait, I actually don't for once. That's amazing. Never mind. KN6JSC.
K6EGG, I'm back. Did everybody leave?
Just me, Kilo November 6, Juliet Sierra Zulu.
Copy. Rob, take off.
I haven't heard anybody else since you got up, so I don't know if they're on the other station still, or frequency rather.
Copy. I don't know why a bunch of people. Oh, maybe there are a bunch of people went over. Was talking to John on 270.
I'm here.
Copy. Yeah, only a tech. I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, couldn't help myself. I did go up to 270 to listen to those guys for a little bit. Where is John? I couldn't hear him hardly at all.
John, let me pull up his call letters here. N4OE. He's out in Pasadena. He's retired JPL engineer.
Oh yeah, I've talked to him before. That's weird. I couldn't hear him tonight.
Maybe Sean can attest to this, but the last month or so, right around sunset time, conditions go downhill fast, and then towards 8:30 or so, I think we're getting pretty close to that. It's 8:20 now. It gets a little better.
Well, I've been telling you for months what happens to me right at sundown every night, and it still happens. I still get that static noise / interference. Never been able to figure it out what it is.
Are you near a power pole or transformer, or do your neighbors have a noisy solar panel or anything?
Yeah, my next door neighbors definitely have a solar panel. The other suspect would be the street lights.
Well, that could be solved with the pellet rifle. I don't know about the solar panels.
Well, the guy with the solar panels is Riverside PD too, so.
Well then, never mind.
It's funny because don't think that the idea of using a pellet gun, which I do own, hasn't gone through my mind. I would like to confirm for sure one way or the other whether that's actually the problem, because seriously, if it is, I should be able to just call the city out and complain about it and have it fixed.
Solar panels?
A battery or anything else you can run off of? See if that you get to the time. I guess they would pick up it still if you're on battery, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, it sounds like it's probably a street light or solar or something like that, whatever's after hours.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to believe it's a street light than solar, because I don't know why else it would be literally right after sundown or right at sundown.
It's a little bit beyond my ability, but get a direction finding antenna or build a quick dummy one and then point it around and go on a little fox chase in the neighborhood and see where it's coming from.
I have solar panels. I don't think it's solar panels.
I've definitely heard a lot of people say solar panels can definitely cause issues, but who knows?
It just depends on it depends on the company that installed it too. So I don't know. I think that it would, a lot of people do say that it is solar panels, but I just don't know. It depends on what the equipment is, how it was set up, I guess. Or I couldn't see a noisy transformer. Or do people still use high pressure sodium streetlights, or is everything LED now?
Our street lights, this house is 16 years old, but I can tell you for sure that our street lights are definitely not LED.
Yeah, it could be the ballast in those, mercury halide or high pressure sodium, because those things, when they kick on, they take a second, they take a lot of power. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it could be a street light. Who knows?
it's interesting because we have new homes going in pretty much just down the street. I mean, half a mile, maybe not even less than half a mile. And it's interesting because the new street lights going in are completely different than what we have.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when everything was all the loud, noisy lights that would come on, and then that's when you had to go home as a kid. But yeah, everything nowadays is every LED over here. But I don't know, I kind of miss the old light. I like how it looked. I don't like LED lights anything really, to be honest.
Yeah, the lights we have they're definitely very, very warm. I mean, it'd be hard to mistake them for LED, but we do have LED lights in our lamps at the front of our house. And the very first time I did that, I took them out because they just looked like crap. They looked so fake and they were so cold looking. But they've come a long way, so we put warm LEDs in there, and I mean, you can't even tell the difference, really.
In California, I didn't even know that you can't even buy halogen lights anymore. I went to Home Depot looking for some floodlights, and they sir, those have been banned in California, I'll have you know. And I was like, oh, well, sorry, did you have anything then? They're like, we have these LEDs. And now my backyard floodlight looks like there's like a fishing boat back there, and I hate it.
Yeah, and that's why I put them in the first time. You're exactly right. You have no choice, but no, you should definitely be able to get some warm LEDs and get rid of that lake look in the back.
Yeah, of all the things I thought I'd be smuggling over state lines, I never thought it would be halogen light bulbs.
On the black market.
Hanging out in like parking lot with a trench coat. Hey kids, you want to buy some halogen?
You can get them on eBay, though, and get them sent in.
Oh, dude, that's FBI's going to come and they'll rescue.
I'm going to go crazy and go black market to get a shower head that has full flow.
Well, I don't want any part of this conversation anymore, guys. This is getting out of hand.
All right, I'm going to go cut the little label off my sofa that I'm not supposed to cut off of.
That's it, guys. That's everything. Everybody's going crazy now.
That reminds me of that scene in Pulp Fiction where the guy's talking on the phone and talking about a drug deal. He's like, "Are you on a cell phone? Crank caller, crank caller."
Such a good movie.
One of my all-time favorites.
I'm getting ready to go on a vacation on a Saturday, and much to my dismay, I found out that Mexico does not allow anybody else that's not a citizen to operate radios down there. So I'm kind of bummed out about that.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Can't say I'm shocked. You know, the other thing they don't allow non-citizens to do? Buy real property.
Yeah, I've heard that. There's like I know a couple people that have like rental properties down in Rosarito and stuff like that, but it just sounds like it's more hassle than anything because their houses are always getting ripped off and stuff when they're not there.
I have a friend who experienced exactly that, and eventually there was some dispute over ownership, and she literally lost the house that she had in Mexico with no compensation to her at all.
That can happen in a lot of foreign places. They can come up with some weird, law or something, and you're out of luck.
Right. Like when we first started talking tonight, Greg, and I was talking about retirement. So a lot of people recommend retiring in other countries because the cost of living is way lower than the United States. But I would be worried about exactly what you said, because these countries where the cost of living is the lowest, man, I would be real worried about ownership of property and what could happen. I think if you're going to do something like that, you'd probably be better off renting.
Yeah, to your point, I know some people that retired in Costa Rica and bought a bar and the whole 9 yards. They haven't had any trouble down there. They love them down there. They haven't had any issues, but you never know what could happen. Some corrupt, somebody gets in power or something and they can get wiped out.
A lot of countries in South America are on the list of cheapest countries to live in to retire.
I'm not ready to retire out of a country. Maybe out of the state.
I'm ready to get out of the country of California and retire somewhere else, just because the taxation of find a state or somewhere like Rob was mentioning that my retirement money will go further, a non-income state tax.
My only problem is I bought my house back in the day for like $200,000. Even if I go someplace out in the middle of nowhere, I'm going to probably pay more than that for a house. The good thing is I could maybe sell my house and pay cash for it.
That's exactly. I want to do that right now.
It's funny, my wife sent me a link to a house in Arkansas. In Arkansas, it's not a bad state to live in, but it's a $200,000 house. She's like, we could sell our house, buy that, and retire right now.
I think Annie's considering retiring in Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee is a great place to retire because, like Nevada, they have no state income tax. They don't tax retirement benefits.
Same thing with Texas, but they have a higher property tax in both those two states, just to let you know.
That's correct, and that's the thing I like about Nevada. Nevada's property taxes aren't bad, especially the newer homes are getting more expensive for the property taxes, but if you buy one of the older homes, they're like at 0.8%.
That's lower than here. We have pretty low property tax considering.
What they do in California, we're limited to 1% per Prop 13, but they get around it because they always have the special assessments, and that's what they do here. I'm at 1% like everybody else, but my special local assessment's another $3,500.
Wow, that's a lot. And of course, your school taxes and all those other taxes go above the 1% too.
It adds up quickly.
And if they had their choice,
Prop 13 be a goner.
Well, they tried to get rid of for not the residential, but the commercial buildings, right? But it didn't pass.
I'm surprised because it seems like Californians are all too willing to increase taxes on themselves.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I'm sitting here, we're talking about it, and Keith made a very good point. I don't get it. I don't understand.
You talk to some of these people that think that way, including some of my friends. Like, for example, this was a few years back when we voted on increasing our gas tax. I'm like, why in the world would you vote to increase gas tax? Well, the answer is so simplistic, it's absurd. To fix our roads. Our roads are in terrible condition, Rob. How could you not increase gas tax that'll go help fix our roads? Hello? We already pay gas tax to fix our roads. How's that working out for you?
Not just that, we have more cars than anybody by far that goes to gas tax. Think about that one.
Exactly. They don't spend the tax on what they say they're going to spend it on.
Brett?
Go!
Vehicles, diesel, they pay 11 cents for every gallon for the taxes for roads.
$0.11 for what? Gallon or what?
Yeah, per gallon. Diesel trucks, yes. They've been doing that for years. Look at all that money.
Quick.
Way higher than that.
Quick comment. Everybody say hello to Leonardo that's watching on YouTube down from Brazil, the country of Brazil. Hello, everybody down there.
Did you say his name is Leonardo?
Yes.
Hello, Leonardo, down there in Brazil.
Hello, Brazil. Where's all the beautiful Brazil women on the beach at Rio?
Is this sporadic E?
Sporadic E via fiber is call size PU5K. I'm sorry, PU5LKM. I can't read my screen, sorry. So if y'all want to look them up, thanks for watching. I saw you in there before. Tell your buddies about the stream and listen in. Tell them, have them subscribe too.
That's where I wish I was going for vacation, Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, that would be nice. On those beaches.
Okay, back K6EGG. Sorry about that, guys.
Boy, Sean's taking me in the red now.
That new antenna?
So that new antenna was the best thing I've ever got.
That's weird. Seriously, you were hitting me like 8, 9. Now you're like a plus 10.
That is very, very strange. I don't even have my mic gain up. I only have it set to like 55 too. So I guess the band's doing good things.
No, the same thing was happening to Keith and I a couple weeks ago. Remember that, Keith?
Yeah, like we were really, really loud that we started fading out. We could hardly hear each other.
Sean, you were in S7 a few minutes ago. Now you're in S2. Sorry, buddy.
You can't win them all. But the one thing I noticed tonight is that at least I don't sound like I'm off frequency on your stream. So I got that going for me.
No, and you jumped to an S5. I did some filtering. If you see the NR thing in there, button or symbol there in the corner, Keith and I were messing with that the other night. I didn't even know it existed.
Noise reduction, and then also noise blinker. If you got that too, that thing actually helps out quite a bit for just random noise around the area. I don't know if you have an NB switch on yours, but on mine it should say NB somewhere on your little fancy push buttons.
Yep, that thing saves me at about 6:45 when I get the weird noise coming in every night. That similar to what Rob was describing.
Unfortunately, the noise blinker does me no good for what I get.
Anybody new to the stream, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there at the bottom right about right there. We'd much appreciate it. Trying to get to 200 subscribers by the end of August. And 500 by the end of the year. Just mainly just trying to get a lot more people on sideband, upper sideband on VHF. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Sorry, Keith, I was listening to the stream. Can you repeat that?
Have you played with the different settings on the noise blinker at all to see if it helps or not?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, for whatever reason, it doesn't help.
All right, just thought I'd check.
It definitely helps out on HF, like the level 2 one on the 7100. I'm not sure how it works for the 9700, but if I hold down the NV button and hit it again to go to level 2, then I make adjustments, but it definitely helps out on HF a lot. What do you guys run for your mic gain, out of curiosity?
I'm at 69%.
I hit 70. Why 69?
I put 73 in mine.
77 here.
69's the best.
You can go 88 for Love and Kisses.
And my compression is 5.
Same.
Has Andy been out here lately? And Ward?
Heard Ward earlier.
I hear Ward in the mornings.
Is this pretty active in the mornings on here with this frequency?
It's usually just Fred and Alex yelling at each other.
Talking about grounding.
Alex likes to talk about his burritos and his Italian sausage and his pork chops.
What, 7 o'clock in the morning? That's one of the reasons why I wish I had sideband in my car, because when I'm traveling in the morning, it'd be nice to chat to somebody. On 5.2, it's usually, yeah, I hear you, I'm going around a hill, you're gone.
Time to get a mobile 7100.
Get a mobile 7100, join the group.
Get a mobile 7100.
7100.
7100, join the group. You snooze, you lose.
But get your general license first, would you?
If I get my general license, I'm going to get a 7300, so I'll have a nice sidecar to my 9700 that's sitting on my desk right here.
I should send you a text with a picture of my setup, because that's exactly what it is.
And then I'll get another camera, and I'll have that pointed at my 7300, and I'll go back between the two radios and do some DXing.
That would be cool. I bet you get twice as many subscribers.
Yeah, there's a guy out of New York, Douglas KB2UKA. I've chatted with we've conversated on email a couple times, and W7HU Alex out of Miami. Both really great guys. I've chatted with them before, and they suggested that.
I think it's a great idea. And November 6th, kilowatt X-ray for ID. We don't ID around here very much, do we?
I'm not a big fan of IDing too much. I hear some of the guys on the repeater, like, every single sentence they ID. What is it, 15 minutes? Did I do a complete double with Fred?
10 minutes, K6OS.
10 minutes, K6EGG. I'll put a timer on. I'll get a clock with a camera on it, and we'll do timing on it.
I think you need to study some more before you take your general.
Some? I think a lot.
15 minutes.
Now you can identify code or voice or Slow Scan TV. We put a picture out there.
This 9700 will do that, I believe.
What, the picture? Yeah. I haven't got mine working yet. I've been trying.
I wanted to mess with the ISS to downlink their QSL card. You can do it to I think the 9700. David I'm spacing on his call letters right now, but I met up at the ham radio swap meet a couple weeks ago with Keith. Was kind of explaining a little bit.
You're in luck because IFS is going to be doing a special event pretty soon, so all you got to do is listen and then download. What's the name of the program that I use? It's called MMSSTV, and all you got to do is just have it go straight into that, and then boom, you get a picture downloading on your computer.
Who's got the MMS-TV? Who's that out there talking about it?
Hey, Fred, it's Sean, KN6JSC.
Yeah, did you know you can make that into a repeater?
I was not aware of that.
You didn't know that?
No, I really don't dabble too much in slow scan stuff, only for like space station passes. I haven't really messed with it much more than that.
Let me see. No, you can make that into a repeater. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Never knew that. I just messed with it for just the slow scan stuff for the space station. That's all I've ever messed with it for. I don't ever touch it other than that.
Hey, Sean, did you know you can make it into a repeater?
Wait, I can make it into a repeater?
Hey, Fred, I heard you talked to a guy in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you believe it was sporadic?
Here we go.
Or do you believe there was internet connectivity involved?
It was sporadic gas that was going up the atmosphere and the ionosphere. Higher than E, went up to F. I don't know. It's hard to believe. Maybe yes, maybe no. Anyway, the other station out there running slow scan. What's your first name?
That would be Sean. Sierra Echo Alpha November KN6JSC.
What happened to Sean's signal here? That's some BS right there.
Are you by your computer now?
Just coming in S5 just a second ago.
Turn your slow scan on.
All right.
Okay. And you got it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, let me see where to go to. Go to options.
Okay.
And what does it say there?
Yeah, sound card output level, sound card input level, set up repeater, set up logging, set up MMSTV.
See where it says set up repeater?
I do, but it's grayed out, like I can't click on it right now.
I'll show you how to do that. Okay, get out of that program, get out of it.
Okay.
Shut it down. Okay. I set it up. I don't do this all the time, so I'm going to go back to it again. Let me see, find it. Okay, go back to Slow Scan TV and do a right click on it.
Yeah, it's grayed out right now. I have the sound card for my 7100 going into my computer as well, but yeah, when I go to options, the setup repeater option is grayed out, like it's not selectable.
I know. I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? Yeah, it's been a while since I did this. I'm trying to do it right now so I can tell you how to do it. Oh boy, hold on.
This is going to be WA6QXA Keith. I'm going to be getting out of here. I need to do some more packing for the morning. But hey, it's great talking to you guys. It's been a while for some of you guys, and it's been a while for me too, for that matter. But hopefully I'll get to do a little bit of talking up in Big Bear. Maybe I'll have to do it through the repeater or Keller Peak, whatever. But hey, gentlemen, we'll talk to you later, 73.
Hey, it's good hearing you, Keith. I'm going to get out of here too, but really glad I picked tonight to get on. A lot of activity and good, really good subject matter. So 7-3, guys, and I will talk to you later. November 6th, Kilowatt X-ray.
Have fun, Keith. If I don't talk to you, I'll talk to you in a week. I'm heading out on vacation on Saturday as well, but maybe I'll hear you on Keller Peak before I head out. But if I don't, have fun.
right now. So go back to your program again. Get your program. Bring it on screen again.
Yeah, it's on screen still.
Okay, go over to see where it says help.
I see that, yes.
Click on help. And help TV, the top one, I think. Let me see. Let me click on it. Yeah, that's one, the top one. You clicked on it?
Yeah, the MMS TV help. Yeah.
Okay, now go to the left-hand side and scroll down the menu. And right there it'll say MMSST repeater. Click on that.
Okay, yeah, there's a little walkthrough for setting it up. I see that.
Yep. Okay. So go click on one that says MFSC setup. It'll tell you how to do it right there.
Oh yeah, I just got to add the command switch to the executable, so I can do that real quick. 1 second.
By the way, if you guys are still listening, Keith and Rob, have a good evening. And talk to you guys next week, hopefully.
Okay, hey, Sean, see where it says we go down further?
And anybody new to the channel, the YouTube channel here, the Greg K6EGG YouTube channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Once again, trying to get up to 200 subscribers before the end of August. Let's see if we can do it. Tell your buddies about it if you can. Every 1 or 2 help, and then maybe hopefully by the end of the year get up to about 500. So just a little experiment I'm kind of messing with, mainly promoting 2-meter sideband as more of internet as a whole. I'm not trying to sell anything or anything like that. Trust me, I'm not that type of person. Plus I'm not very good at articulating myself as well. So anyways, this is Greg K6EGG listening to 144.250 upper sideband here in Southern California. Thank you for watching. We're going to still stay on. I'm not going anywhere, so just wanted to jump in and say hi.
Okay, well, you can set it as a repeater. Okay, now here's another thing you didn't know. When you do the satellite work, you have to put a 1750 tone in there. You know that?
It depends on what the ISS uses, but they usually use, what is it? I think they use PD120 for the tone, but normally I'd set it to auto, but the ISS uses PD120.
No. That's the mode you're going to transmit, like Scotty DX or Scotty 1, Scotty 2. Okay, that's what you're talking about. I'm talking about the tone.
Oh, you mean like the CT CSS tone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to go. You know how to change the tone?
Yeah, all the time. For I usually use SO50 satellite, AO97, and PO101, and also when the ISS is in digipeater mode, I mess with that as well. So there's quite a few FM birds that I dabble in when they're overhead.
Well, you know, way on the screen, see where it says transmit, and then the tone, and it says CW?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. What about that section?
I gotta go. I got an emergency here. Can't see West.
Take care. Let us know if you're okay.
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, I don't like when people say that and they go away. Hopefully everything's okay.
Do you do much ISS work?
Yeah, actually, satellites I'm all about that stuff. I got my Aero 2 antenna, and the handheld that I use is a Kenwood THD72, and it's kind of like the go-to handheld if you're going to do satellite work since it's full duplex. But yeah, I always, whenever the satellites are coming overhead, I'm always out in the backyard messing around with it.
Trying to find the guy's call letters. David, he was out in Corona. The last time the ISS was on had on cross-band repeat mode, I was actually streaming and I was able to get through it, although I had trouble receiving it because I was floating around too much because of the Doppler effect. I don't have that dialed in quite yet, and I don't have a computer hooked up to my Icom 9700 that will track it. So yeah, he emailed me and said, yeah, you're coming to the ISS crystal clear. A bunch of people tried calling you back, but he's in a group of about 10 or 15 different guys that are on Zoom all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I see the thing about the satellites too, if it's not full duplex, like that's a cool thing because then you can hear yourself coming out through the downlink. So if you don't have a full duplex radio, you're just not going to hear yourself coming out. So, but a lot of the times if you do, you're still not going to know it. But it's just that the full duplex definitely helps you.
Yeah, I heard myself coming back. It was just a hair delayed too. Dave's call letters are AB6KX. AB6KX. So pretty good dude. He came up to the swap meet the other week, and we all hung out for a little bit. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it to breakfast with me and Keith.
Where was the swap meet at? That sounds kind of like a trouble thing I shouldn't be going to because who knows what I'd come home with.
That swap meet was in Claremont. And they had some pretty decent stuff. I purposely didn't bring any money.
That's probably a good call. I don't even know what I would buy, but I would probably buy something like, look, honey, I bought this 10-tech giant tube amp.
They did have some amplifiers there.
I'm actually going to get a VHF amp pretty soon, but I'm not going to touch anything for HF. I think I'm just going to leave my HF station alone. I can't do much with it, just given the space that I have, so it's just going to stay as it is. So I'm going to put all the love and attention in the VHF. Going back to the satellite stuff real quick, though, yeah, the first satellite I got on was called AO91, and I got an email from somebody saying, because I told the person that I talked to that it was my first contact, and they actually had it on YouTube, and they sent me the video, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that's really cool. Did you sound good coming through it?
Yeah, it came out really good. The Arrow 2 antenna, it's like the directional antenna, it's just pretty much lets you have your way with the satellites or anything now. It's just like I can go out there with 5 watts and it sounds like I just, it's full quieting whenever I'm on the satellites now.
Yeah, that's definitely something I want to get a little more involved with. I kind of went back to work, I wouldn't say full-time, but more time with my house responsibilities and stuff like that. I haven't had time to mess with radio too much the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's how it happens. I go through phases too. It's like there was a little bit where I was just sitting here like listening to the radio and then not talking much, just baby stuff. But now that everything's kind of dialed in and kind of a baseline of how everything's running, now it's a little more free time to do stuff. So that's kind of fun.
I basically listened to the radio for like 10 years before I started talking on it. Yeah, I wasn't a big talker. I didn't want to get involved with too much repeater drama and cost and stuff like that. So I like antenna to antenna talk, if you know what I mean, or satellite. That's going to be my thing, I think. HF eventually, once I man up and get my my general.
VHF was exciting for a little bit, but as of right now, it's still pretty disappointing for me. Like, and I know it's just my setup, but there, there's time. It's like it's rewarding because when I do get a long distance contact, it's like holy crap, that was pretty cool because now I'm actually talking to people far away. So once I figure out how the bands work, and then it's kind of cool. But again, then it comes down to the limitation of my antenna because I'm only at 100 watts. And I'm on a vertical antenna as well, so I don't have a directional. So it's just me versus dudes with 1,500 kilowatts just on a directional antenna, just blasting through pileups, and I'm just sitting there just saying my call sign over and over, and I rarely get heard unless it's like somebody calling CQ for the first time. But I've actually made some pretty far contacts finally, though, so it's rewarding. But I absolutely agree that antenna to antenna simplex and sideband stuff it's way better on VHF. And satellites, too, is absolutely way cool, too, because you just point an antenna to the sky, and the next thing you know, you're talking to somebody in, like, Montana, which is pretty cool.
I noticed what you mentioned about the pileups when 10 meter was out of open, pardon me, on a normal basis. I was talking on my there's somebody in the chat here, Holly Tyler. I'll get with that in just a second. Anyways, it was, I had a really bad antenna system, and I was waiting to make contacts, but I did, and it was cool. But there definitely is something intriguing with the satellite flying through the space coming down.
For a while, that was frustrating too because I was sitting there with my handheld antenna. It wasn't like the exact rubber duck stock antenna, but it was an upgraded antenna. But I was just sitting out there just trying, and I could hear stuff. I wasn't able to talk to anybody. But as soon as I got that directional antenna, it was like, oh man, like why didn't I buy this like at the start? But it's definitely rewarding. The website that I'm always on is called n2io.com, and you can basically track any satellite. It tells you when it's coming over based on your location. I got all sorts of apps on my phone to tell me when I'm going to places, and it's pretty rewarding. And now that I have your email address, I'm going to shoot you over this YouTube contact that I had for the first one. It's kind of cool. If you want to give it a listen, that is.
Yeah, do you mind if I put it up on the stream? I think that would be pretty cool for the people that are watching. I get 7 people watching somewhere, so, or now 5.
Yeah, I'll send that over right now. Let me just get the timestamp for it real quick. 1 sec.
N6 RMS. Good evening.
Good evening.
How you guys doing tonight?
Doing excellent. How about yourself?
Doing good. Finally winding down, getting a little radio time in. Did you get to check out that video? What did you think of it?
Yeah, we were talking earlier. I was about 80%. It was real connection. Now I'm close to 40% being it's not.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's hard to say, but it was cool nonetheless.
Did you watch it yourself?
Yes, I did.
What's your amateur radio opinion?
I'm of the opinion that I don't have enough experience to really make a call on it. I've never experienced tropospheric propagation or doing a remote rig, so I really don't know. I was just finding it fascinating listening to other people's comments and topics and the things that you can learn by it. Definitely a nice event.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have too much experience with sporadic excuse me. I have done some research on it, mainly the stuff between here and Hawaii. But I do have some experience with voice over IP, and that of the like, and that's what it sounded like at the end of the video. And that everything up until I heard that end part, I was still 80-20, and that changed me, the data packet loss at least.
Copy. So you think somebody had a remote setup?
Yeah, and I don't know if it was done on purpose. I wouldn't say on purpose. I don't know if the guy in New Hampshire knew about it or not. So I don't want to like put any blame. Maybe someone's playing a joke. I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is weird to me.
Completely clueless. I think he was genuinely surprised as well, because in the email that he sent out, he was just like, I'm putting all in the logbook. I think he was generally just probably hoodwinked and didn't know what he was doing.
And yeah, that guy's a power player. You know, he's well known in the DX world. I never heard about him before this, but just judging by all the contacts he's made, I don't know, man. It's just strange.
Well, one thing's for sure, I got people talking about Simplex again.
And that's good. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm doing this stream here, too.
Interested.
Yeah, I did get it, and you know how you can copy and paste the stream at the point?
You mean what I didn't do? Sorry.
No, I just wanted to know if you knew or not. Sounds like you do.
It's where's it at? You got to just right click on the actual video, like where like the red line is when it's playing, and this it used to be there. Oh my god, they always change YouTube. Yeah, it's at the 320 mark is where it starts, though.
All right, I'm going to play it on the stream. Rudy, I don't know if you're ever... space on your name. Sorry, man.
359.
All right, I'm playing this on the YouTube stream right now, if anybody's listening on the air. It's Sean making a contact on a satellite here.
Wow, that audio sucks.
Out for a second, QSO. From California, KN6JFZ, WD9EWK near Phoenix, 7-3, good luck. Delta Mike 03, Whiskey Uniform. Thank you for my first satellite contact. I'm recording it, so drop me an email, look me up and email me, I'll send you a recording. KN6JSZ, N6UTC, also in Delta Mike 03. KC7, KPC, DNO 708.
No, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool stuff, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, they always kind of sound staticky like that, and just you always have to rotate your antenna to get the right polarity on it, but it's pretty rewarding, man. I like it a lot.
And Rudy, I don't know if you're watching the stream on, Sean made some contacts via satellite, so I was just playing that for the guys on the watching on the stream.
Yeah, I just caught the tail end of that. That's pretty neat. You got Sean out there, huh? This is Rudy up in the high desert, Hesperia, N6 6RMS. Nice to meet you, Sean.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm down here in Lakewood. I'm picking up at about a S5, so you got a pretty good signal from up there.
Hey, Keith. Sorry, I didn't get to say bye.
The light went out on my radio, so I can't give you a report, but just sound-wise, I mean, I'd say at least a S5, S6.
Good to hear. Well, nice meeting you. And hey, Greg, I gotta go. I gotta check out now, but I'll try to check in tomorrow if you guys are doing it again. I gotta get some stuff ready before we head out on this vacation. But I will check in with you guys tomorrow and hopefully hear you all around. KN6JSE clear.
And hey, Sean, yeah, I won't be on. Definitely won't be on tomorrow. I'll be on Saturday and Sunday, hopefully. I'm not going to be on that much the next couple of days, just because of work. So take care. And it sounds like you're going to be on vacation starting Saturday too.
Saturday at midnight, so I'll try to talk to you guys before then. And then, if I don't come back, then send the rescue party down to Mexico for me, please.
Copy that. And Rudy, if you're still out there, this is Greg, K6EGG. I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to leave the stream going in case anybody else pops through here, but it was nice talking to you up there in beautiful Hesperia as well. Thanks for tuning into the page as well.
Yeah, thanks for doing it. Yeah, I really enjoy that. All right, Sean, nice to meet you. You have a wonderful vacation, and stay safe out there. And Greg, you have a good night as well. I'll catch you later. And 6RMS. I'll be gone.
Cool deal. This is Greg, K6EGG. I'm going to be clear on the radio, but still streaming on the page, on the YouTube page.
And for those of you watching on YouTube, the stream will continue going here probably for the next, 45 minutes or so. Just so if anybody else pops on, wants to do some radio checks, anything like that, it would be great. Other than that, I will hopefully be on Saturday night and Sunday night. But as far as next week, it might be a little choppy. I am working the next 10 days in a row, something like that. So I'm working out in the afternoons on the weekend. So I probably won't be on regularly for another week or so. Just 1 or 2 days a week. That being said, keep tuning in and tell your friends about the stream, and hopefully get a couple more subscriptions or subscribers. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers before the end of August. Getting close. Got a couple more tonight. So we're up at, looks like 181, 182. And we got Dave. We're in there talking about you a lot tonight, by the way. Let me put the screen back up here just so I don't just occupy the whole picture there. No problem. May want to get in touch base with Sean, who was just on. Maybe you can work a deal with the antenna he has. Sean's call letters. Actually, he's in the chat here as well. I'm reading your reply there. Yeah, your topic of conversation there for a solid hour. Congratulations. Sean might be willing to part with an antenna that he has. Maybe you can discuss with him, how much. I don't think he's... I don't know. Maybe you can email him. His call letters are KN6JSZ. Go take a look at his YouTube page or his here we go. Take a look at his QRZ page and pick up his email and drop him an email and tell him who you are. I mean, we talked about you tonight, so maybe you guys can get together and maybe work a deal and get you a good antenna system there for you. Anyways, once again, everybody out there watching, I really appreciate it. Just trying to have a little fun with this. Like you said, yeah, we all try to help each other out here. That's what ham radio operators do. So, it was good to once again hear you the other day when I was up at the Elysian Park. I always try to say Elysian Park or whatever, just because of the way it's spelt. But, not the best weather up there. I could barely see the downtown skyscrapers, and I was only 4 miles away or something like that. But once again, I'm going to try to be on Saturday and Sunday night, and possibly, I'm looking at my schedule right now, possibly next Thursday as well. But stay tuned. Once again, tell your friends about the page. I would really appreciate it. Not trying to sell anything here. Once again, just trying to promote some ham radio use and sideband. So hopefully the whole thing with the VHF contact thing may bring a little light to 146.520, and more people jump up on there. I know it's there. It was busy on field day like I've never heard before. So. Hopefully some more people will be jumping up on ham radio there. But anyways, I'm gonna keep the stream going, and I'm gonna leave the box with the. I just heard an echo in my ear. Sorry about that. I'm listening to something else as well. I'm gonna leave the screen with the radio on here. But anyways, everybody take care. Have a good evening. The stream will stay going. This is Greg, K6EGG.